Hey everyone, good morning. I meant good afternoon. So today, making a video based on the lure of temptation and understanding why we fall short of the glory of God. So today, just want to reflect on, a universal struggle that everyone struggles with. Where we all like fall into temptation, and despite our best intentions, we also sometimes like find ourselves uh submitting to our desires that lead us away from God. So, I want to talk about why this happens and how we can, try to resist that, um, call it temptation. So, today's verse is going to come from James chapter 1, verses 14 through 16. I have it on my iPad, so I'll just read it from here. It says, "But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, gives birth to death." So that's the verse of today. We put that there. So first, I'm going to start off with the nature of temptation, how we appeal to our desires. So temptation often appeals to like our natural desires, for pleasure, for comfort, for security, and just power. So these desires are not inherently wrong, but when they become a primary focus of our, you know, everyday to day basis, they can lead us astray from God. Meaning, like, when they become our first priority, when they become something we do over and over, something that causes us to stray away from God, then that's wrong. And, that just leads into sin. Like, if it leads you into sin, then you shouldn't be doing it. And we're going to talk about the exploitation of weakness. So, what I mean by that is when the devil targets our vulnerabilities, he knows where we are like most likely to stumble. So he uses our weaknesses against us, which allows him to tempt us with what we are most susceptible to. And he uses deception as well. And he causes that, uses temptation. And it often causes temptation to appear attractive and harmless at first. But down the line, he tends to deceive us into believing that, doing this sin desire will bring us satisfaction and fulfillment. And what that causes us to believe is that, oh, we need to do this to be, you know, be fulfilled, or we need to do this to be comforted and all that type of stuff. But what we forget is that God is the one who can satisfy us and only satisfy us and fulfill us with that joy and peace and that hole that needs to be filled. He's the only one that can do that. Now, some things that can make us vulnerable to the temptation is a lack of vigilance. So when we are not vigilant in our faith and prayer in life, we become more, susceptible to temptation, meaning like open to temptation, and we allow temptation to take control of our life. So when we neglect our spiritual discipline, that leaves us open to attack, leaving us open for the devil to attack us easily. Another thing is peer pressure. When we have the desire to fit in or gain approval from other people, that can lead us to like compromise like our values and give into like temptation. And we don't really have to look for people to be accepted. We just want to be accepted by God and not by other people. Another thing is emotional weakness, and sometimes when we're emotional, we, go through emotional turmoil or stress. That can weaken, or stress that can weaken our resolve, making it easier for temptation to take hold. Like when we're feeling emotional and weak, that gives the devil a chance to come in and like have that opportunity to tempt us because we're weak and vulnerable at that stage. So some ways that we could overcome temptation is by renewing our mindset. As it states in Romans 2:12, it encourages us to renew our minds and transform our thinking to align with God's will. And that's by focusing on God's truth, we can resist the lies of temptation and the lies of the devil. Another thing is we can pray and fast, to just strengthen our spiritual resolve, our spiritual resolve, and help us, rely more on God's strength and not our own strength. And that helps us to resist temptation. And that aligns with Matthew 26, verse 41. Accountability. Being part of a community of other believers provides us support and accountability, helping us resist temptations and stuff. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 through 2. So, while we fall in temptation, it may be easy, but we are not powerless against it. That's the thing. But through prayer and renewal of our minds and support from our community and friends and family, we can resist temptation and, just live the life that God wants us to live, and just by honoring Him. So, we need to be more vigilant, for the path of the righteousness is narrow, but with God's help, we can walk in it faithfully. Amen. You guys have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you all, and I love you all. Thank you.